When the food I microwaved is still cold, but the plate I put it on is way too heat. Did AI kill your friend's song? Yes, it actually did. When you turn back before leaving for the office. POV, you remember why work from home should be permanent. Epic Games Store giving free games on their store. Steam seeing its sales increase due its better service and reliability. Me making a minor remark to my mom. Mom remembering all my sins in life. Ramen in real life. Ramen in anime. I'm gonna tell my kids these wires went to the fridge for the ketchup, mayonnaise, and mustard dispenser. When the beep's so bad the shirt has to come off. US Southerners when the forecast calls for 0.000001 inches of snow. Folding laundry. Current generation robotics. You are the disease. I'm the cure. Annual meeting Davos 2026. Women being nice to me. Me. Is this love? Schools. I ducking hate you. Weebs. I like reading manga. Uncle's about to give you the most fire politics and history lesson starter pack. Nobody. That one co-worker when they use their walkie-talkie. Me every time my boss says we are like a family. Me, my lasagna sounds like World War I in microwave, but comes out freezing cold. All these kids running around talking about 6 to 7. Wait until they learn about 9 to 5. Me, when Fallout happens, I'm gonna fight monsters and raiders, and start an Elvis worshipping gang. When Fallout really happens. Me. When the chocolate chip cookie is actually raisin. Someone. That won't work. Me after it works. The scariest things on earth. The dark. Clowns. Sharks. Serial killers. Doubt. Not owning the games you purchased. Sources from 2020 are now considered outdated sources. What it is. What it feels like. Me at 12 years old discovering it does more than just pee. Me having a super specific problem that no one has the solution to. U/deleted from Reddit 14 years ago. Normal people calculating their age. Ice Spice. 7 AM. Me on Reddit at 2 AM. Me after finding out that there are now people who don't know what a Nintendo DS is. How old were you when you had your first kiss? 25. I'm 24 right now, but I'm hopeful. Same. My AI teammates in the game. Enemy AI in the game. Me laughing at people that think AI will destroy humanity, knowing that we are doing great without that help. Me casually ignoring all my boss's calls and messages over the weekend. When I find a coin on the ground. Let me get this straight, you think OpenAI going bankrupt is funny? I do, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. I see your tweet failed to mention all contexts and exceptions. Prepare to be exterminated. Back in my day, 67 and Skibbity Toilet was true comedy. Sure thing grandpa, let's get you to bed. Socrates. 6 out of 10. Chips. British. American. My mood when I was kicking a pebble on the way versus when that pebble slipped past under my foot as I missed. Me when someone doesn't believe me and they Google it and see I'm right. You can damn near season anything with just these 3 seasonings. These are like the primary colors of seasoning. Friend, guess what happened? Me, what happened? Forget everything you learned in college. You won't need it working here. But I didn't go to college. Well, then you're unqualified for this job. If you're over 35, hire movers. Your friends don't want to slip a disc for pizza and 2 Bud Lights. Had to share. When you aren't ready to replace your dead bushes from the snowstorm, and the homeowners association gives you a violation, you spend $4.98. Good as new. My dad is afraid to fly, so when I was 5 years old, I made him a doll to hold on the plane. Mom just sent me this picture. He is packed to come visit me. The doll is 43 years old. Hey babe. I met a guy today. He was really handsome and I think I'm in love with him. His name is Roger. Show me the dog. Just spent more money again. When does it end? Each episode of The Simpsons takes about 6 months to make because the animation is still hand drawn instead of being drawn by a computer. What's the worst thing a woman has done on the first date? She literally asked what was their most expensive drink. The waiter met my eyes and the bro code kicked him. He just kept saying everything was out of stock. God bless him where he is now. I went back to give him a tip but he declined. That is the broest bro of the brothers that have ever broed. Me when I hear people chewing. A spider doing absolutely nothing. Me. When you drunk as duck and start being friends with everyone. When someone speeds up to pass me and we both get stuck at the same red light. If you search for askew in Google, the window and search results will tilt slightly to the right. Askew. It took me 10 seconds to understand this. I heard of a guy who was fired from a company and had a grudge. So he wrote fake Glassdoor reviews that were unrealistically positive. Overly high salaries, absurd benefits, fancy perks. They had trouble hiring for years because candidates thought they were being lowballed. Today I learned they actually sell race car beds in king and queen sizes for adults. Jokes aside, having seats like this in a bed would be sweet for watching movies. Having skills. Having a degree. My dad thinks he's funny. Tina, call me now. No, I don't wanna talk. Please. It's Surgeon Tina. This is exactly why I don't wanna talk. Where's the best place to stand during an earthquake? Me. RIP dinosaurs. Can't believe it's been 65 million years already. Always in my thoughts. When no one believed you. But it turns out you were right. There's a lot of y'all that don't understand this picture, and I really wish you did. Anyone? Are you religious? Me, the Book of Memes. There are children being born whose parents were not alive when Shrek 2001 came out. Crazy how the years start coming, and they simply do not stop coming. In 2007, a married couple in Bosnia started cheating in online chat rooms. When they decided to meet in person, they realized they had been cheating on each other, with each other, the husband, the wife. LMRO, dude on Facebook said he'd been waiting 4 hours for the pee to fall, so he could sue Walmart. Dudes looking out for dudes. This is the third time this young gentleman, maybe 9 years old, has come into my store. Every time, he has been full of yes sirs, no sirs, pleases, and thank yous. He's been wanting to buy a fishing rod and reel. Today he came in with $5. His daddy won't let him borrow his rod anymore. Today, because of his extraordinarily good manners and politeness, he left with a $50 rod and reel and his $5. Go fishing, buddy. Be a kid. You'll remember when Apple used to take care of us? Carrie Fisher photographed by Brian Griffin on the set of Return of the Jedi, 1982. Photographed by who? What I tell my parents. What I tell my friends. What I tell my therapist. What I tell strangers online. What I tell ChatGPT. A handshake is a handshake. Friends split $22 million Powerball jackpot, honoring years old agreement. When anyone asks my favorite weather, this, I crave this. Clean oil at home. Dirty restaurant oil. Had an interview today and my belly rumbled. The lady goes, missed lunch. I told her now I'm hungry for success, lol. This dad designed shoes to give his paralyzed daughter the sensation of walking. No slogan. No mascot. No commercial. No fancy signage. No celeb endorsement. No new flavors in 40 years. Still the underground king. When someone tries to give me advice, but their birth year starts with a 2. Every year, a Taylor Swift album comes out, and she goes roses are red, grass is green, I love Travis, and my haters are mean. And her fans go, oh my god 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 god, the lyricism. Are my Jordans fake? Those are Diddy's, not Jordans. Our puppy Harley came down with an unknown illness today, and is not doing well. He is at the vet. Please pray for him. Oh no. Hope he's okay. Is it bad? Brisket I made today. Scientists have discovered that, on occasion, an octopus will punch a fish for no reason other than spite. Duck them fish. The great-eared nightjar is pretty much a dragon bird. I about had a heart attack when some lady pointed towards my waist and said, looks like your cork is falling out. So sick of seeing this genre of man. Wife and kids. Dad, we are gonna be witches for Halloween. You should be one too. Dad. In 1999, the first winner of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire used no lifelines until the last question, where he called his dad. When he spoke to his dad, he told him he didn't actually need help on the question. He just wanted to let him know he was about to become a millionaire. Hi, is this Dan with the aluminum LS1 on Craigslist? Yes it is. Would you take $200 cash for it today? $250. It's yours. $225. $230. And a 10-piece McNuggets. That's the best counter offer I've ever heard. What kind of sauce do you want? Name the subject. Your name backwards is how you die. People named Naomi. In 2015, my baby brother passed away at age 10 from a heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. 6 years later, I've just submitted my master's dissertation researching the genetic causes of the same condition. I hope you'd be proud of me, Max. To all of the haters that said this day would never come. Having a dog is like living with a hairy toddler who never pays rent, never lets you pay a loan, and sheds like it's their full-time job. Give this DJ a name. This has got to be the photo of the year. What even happens in men's group chats? Took the Jew back to the mountains. Heartwarming. This is beautiful. I was your driver 3 months ago. Please remove me from group chat. Can't stop thinking about people that first ate mushrooms they found and just had to go through trial and error of like, this one tastes like beef, this one killed Brian immediately, and this one makes you see God for a week. Tom Hardy once said, some people don't understand that sitting in your own house alone in peace, eating snacks and minding your business is priceless. My great grandpa at 16 versus me at 16. Testosterone has left the chat. Me when I don't talk. Wait, am I boring? Me when I talk. Wait, am I annoying? If you sleep in the afternoon, you won't sleep at night. Me in the afternoon and at night. Teacher, you sign a sentence. Me, I is. Teacher, no, you should say I am, not I is. Me, I'm the 9th letter of the English alphabet. Teacher. No one. Not a single person. Victoria Beckham at her son's wedding. My oldest just threw up at school, so I went to pick him up, and on the car ride home, he threw up some more. I had him take a bath while I cleaned out the truck. It smelled like Doritos, which I discovered is why he's homesick. His friends had a chip eating contest at lunch. He won. Having a warrant is pretty much like playing adult hide and seek LMFAO. Chris Mitchell has been apprehended. Game over. When you're about to pay for that 100-piece chicken nugget you ordered for yourself, but they shame you by asking how many are going to your party. Me, I can't wait for my day off. Me on my day off. In lawsuit settlement, Google agrees to delete the incognito browsing data they keep about you. The what? Okay, but how does our daughter look like Woody Harrelson? Ode to Cora. You're an adorable child. Flattered to be compared. You have a wonderful smile. I just wish I had your hair. You've made our day. Can't wait to show her this when she's older. You have another fan for life. Your mom gets a new boyfriend. Panic. He's a gamer. Calm. He's the guy who beat you at Halo 12 years ago and said he's gonna duck your mom. Panic. Before I got married, I'd just smash into the back of cars because I didn't have a wife to gasp and scream when someone braked 3 miles ahead. When I was 2 years old, my house caught on fire and I was trapped inside. I ended up dying that day, and this firefighter, Jeff O's, saved me from that building and brought my back to life. Now 23 years later, he is holding my 2-year-old son. I literally wouldn't be here without him. Why are men always okay with doing nothing for their birthday? Imagine celebrating the day when all my problems started. I'm really easy to rage bait, because what the duck are you talking about, and why are you saying it to me? Washing my blankets. I swear I saw a snake. Americans, I'm traveling to Europe. Europe. Spain's not here, because they think it's in South America. I've been spelling Erica wrong my entire life. Erica McBride. Parent. We really let this guy pass as 21 years old in 1990. If your girl texts you and tells you how she's had a shitty day, just simply go pick her up and take her to a Mexican restaurant and order her a large margarita and get some chips and queso. Her whole day will be turned around instantly. When I found out I was having a kid, I was 22. I'd beat Ted to dogs, in and out of rehab with no place to live. Everyone said we should get an abortion. I'm really glad I didn't listen. Good night, Dad, love you. Love you too, my man. Normalize same height parties. I don't know if my pants are feeling loose because I'm losing weight or the elastic is finally giving up the fight. You're fired. Your employment is hereby terminated. You're jobbed. You're promoted to customer. Delete the "I will do it tomorrow" attitude out of your life. Delete it tomorrow. What old person thing do you do? Ask why them kids ain't in school. Whenever I see children in the daytime. When an evil clown tries to pull you into the sewer, but your love of sweets and tacos saves the day. He's probably thinking about other women. Can dogs from different countries understand the barking of other dogs? Kids complaining about Spotify. They don't know the real struggle. Who is sitting down, the man or woman? Picasso died in 1973. No one ducking talk to me. I thought this man lived in 1500. Picasso was alive at the same time as both Charles Darwin and Eminem. Rob who's Charles Darwin died in 1882. Definitely off. Cecily Picasso was born in 1881. Doctor says in 10 years time, humans will be able to live and work till the age of 120. I don't want to do that. Porch light will be off this year. If you walk into your friend's house and her kitchen looks like, what are you doing? At least once a month, I randomly remember that Dr. Phil once invited the creator of the Bum Fights video series on his show to confront him about exploiting vulnerable people for financial gain, only for him to show up dressed up as Dr. Phil and point out he does the same exact thing. One time I saw Samuel L. Jackson at an airport and he saw me and my cousin hovering around trying to gain the courage to ask him for a photo, and then he came over to us and said, "Your mother duckers want a photo?" And it was everything. Financial advisor, let's talk about numbers on your current investments. Me, slides envelope across table. Financial advisor, there's nothing but a coffee shop loyalty card in here. Me, nodding. 7 of 10 coffees punched. Promise me you'll never change. I promise. Only 8 girls remember sticking these to their earlobes when they were 6. What is the point of this? Anyone else read this with 2 different voices in their head? I was watching an F1 race and noticed one of the pit crew had the most wholesome tattoo I ever seen. When someone DMs you a meme you've already seen, I'm 50 memes ahead of you and everybody else. Imagine you and the boys on a Friday night in this bad boy. I don't think customers will come in today. The customer, then they be like, "Can't believe they got you all working today. Are you this old? Are you this old? I used one of these 3 days ago." My brother's ex had been stealing our Netflix for the past 2 months now by disguising her account as settings, and honestly I ain't even mad. I'm just really disappointed in myself for actually believing that an account named settings would legitimately be Netflix settings. Respect. When you close the fridge door and hear some stuff fall and leave it for the next person. The Weeknd and his cousins. This the calendar. Really obsessed with these pandas right now. First time seeing someone with their glasses off. Is it hard for you to just ask for some help? Me. When you buy a car after 5 hard years of saving and Superman throws it at a lane and completely misses. Kids today, mom, can I have my iPad back? Me as a kid, the mines are calling and I must dig. What I do at parties. Talk, eat, think about whether it's okay to leave yet. They look like a couple that is going to be on the new season of Storage Wars. Kids doing this makes my heart melt. I thought Herlinger had abs. Indiana construction worker Jason Haney hid a giant Where's Waldo cutout all over his worksite for the children in a nearby hospital to find. Once he received word that they'd found him, he moved Waldo to a new location so they could start looking for him again. Because that's what heroes do. Once the temperature gets younger than me, don't ask me to go nowhere. How many chefs do you think were wrongfully CQ'd in the medieval times because the king's food tester had a food allergy? LMROI man. These the type of questions I wanna see in my feed, rather than those rent due tweets. Some kids won't know, but once upon a time, this was the trend. Me adding extra letters to my texts so I don't seem rude. Okay. Thank you. True. Yeah.